Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny and I believe this is show and tell number 54. I left my notebook upstairs again. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I got my heart shirt on. I just got home from running all my errands today. I have one of my decorations from the lovely Ryan over here. I will leave her channel tagged down below. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. I'm still not sure I remembered to tag her for the heart attack box she sent me. Anywho, I just went and grabbed all of our stuff for dinner tonight. Traditionally, we don't really do a whole lot for Valentine's Day. I just make a nice steak dinner, some asparagus, things like that. I do have an acquisition to talk about before we get into my finished objects and whips. So if you guys don't know where this is from Summer's Tips and Stitches, her shop. I couldn't pass up a Holy Cats mug, sorry. I've been up. Okay, so it's like 11. I'm already like 8,000 steps in for my day. I've already worked out. I've already gone to the grocery store. I had to go to my local yarn store and went by my post office box and done dishes, picked up. I've done everything, prep food for this weekend, and make dinner for tonight. That's all I have left to do. So yeah, when I'm done filming this, I'm gonna grab a really quick light lunch and go to bed and get some sleep because I'm pretty tired. I'm surprised my eyes aren't swollen shut. Yeah. So I did have to get some gift yarn for a friend of mine. That's why I had to go to the yarn store. And it was so hard to not like buy everything. I have 2 subscription box unboxings that I'm going to be filming directly after this. And I'm sitting there like, I want to buy everything. The new Wonderland colors are out from Frabjous Fibers in Vermont. And there were some Malbrigo sock weight yarns I hadn't seen before. And I'm just like, I want it all. I want it all. But I'm on a yarn ban. I want it all. They had some really nice wool, 100% wool yarn for like $7 a hank in their clearance section. And I'm just like, be good, be good, be good. Technically I do have some money I could spend on yarn for myself, but I'm being good. Anyway, so we do have some finished objects to talk about. Not as many as I had hoped. I was so close to finishing my latest 2 preemie blankets, and that just didn't happen. I'm like, literally, I've got 2 that are 16 inches long. They need to be 20. That's how close I am. So what I did get fit, gosh, all my stuff from filming last week still sitting around here, except for, well, a part of my heart attack box still sitting down here, and part of it's upstairs. Part of it obviously has already been used down here. And then I've got like all the Lither Co. Oh, I need to come and pick up my filming circle. Anyway, so Saturday, I told you guys when I stopped by to film my correction and my heart attack in a box, we had gone out to eat for lunch. And I, of course, needed a project to take with me. And I had already gotten caught up on my socks for the day. So I decided to make some dishcloths. These are shaped like Easter eggs. The pattern is from Moogly. I will link that down below. I don't know if it was user error or the pattern is confusingly written. You tell me if you decide to do this pattern. But I took I think this is called like pastel blue. And I did 3 in that. Plus a face scrubby. And this is the same one from Stitchin' Mommy that I did last time. The one that I said, they're always a little ripply when I finish them, but literally as soon as you get them wet, they stay flat. But I also took a lavender ball, and these are the Premier Home Cotton. And I did 2 in just the lavender. So my blue ball was actually, yeah, I just said that. Yeah, so that one was actually like an extra ounce. So I was able to get the 3 dishcloths plus the scrubby out of that one. But my lavender one was the exact weight it was supposed to be. So I ended up having to border the final one in some coral. I'll keep this one for me. I don't care how pretty my dishcloths are. I'll keep, a set for me. And then I'm going to send a set to somebody that is the same person that's getting the Nordica cow. Eventually, when I actually send like the box that's just got her stuff in it, she's going to be like, oh, you're talking about me? Oh, well, thank you. So I'm going to send her a set. And I was thinking about sending my mom the other set, but I'm not sure yet. They're in the process of trying to sell their house in South Carolina. And so, like, my parents didn't want their Christmas gifts yet because they're in transition. My dad, his job went from New York to now in Tennessee. So it's kind of exciting. And they moved back to the South. So they're going to go ahead and sell their house and move to Tennessee now, officially move. And so my mom didn't want to like take all their stuff to the house they haven't been living in and get it all nasty and gross. So I've been holding on to the Christmas stuff. Troy's sending me Valentine's messages. So yeah, anyway, I got the 6 dishcloths done, plus the face scrubby. And my other finished object are my Valentine's socks. I waited to film today specifically so I could show you my socks. I did get these finished this morning after I got done working out. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've been getting the daily pictures of my socks. Ellen, neither one of them look like fishies anymore. Thankfully, they do look like feet now. These are done in a 2x2 rib. So the amazing stretch of a rib stitch. I made a couple mistakes on these. So I told you guys I was going to put in a garter stitch row to mark for where my heel needed to go. This is using another afterthought heel, just like the blue stripe socks I did, blue and gray. I put number 1 here because that appeared to be the right spot for it, but I was using my 9-inch circulars, so I didn't actually try it on my foot. And it was not. Clearly, I ended up cutting my sock open here between the 2 gray stripes. So yeah, that happened. So if you're doing a ribbed sock and you're placing your stitches to cut open, like where they're supposed to be, might I recommend doing 3 rows of stockinette on the second half so you can see them, and double checking to make sure that you've got the right spot that you want to cut your heel in at. Now these are full cut in afterthought heels. I knit an entire tube and then actually snip my stitches and like slowly slip my needle in. It took me about 3 times longer than it should have because I had to snip, then pick up my stitches. There was no other way for me to see the stitches properly, especially between the 2 gray colors. On camera, these show is very distinctly different things, but in person, it's a lot more subtle. You can see there's a difference, but it's not as obvious as it's showing up on the camera between these 2 colors. And even the color change between these 2 is faded. You can see where I picked up the heel stitches here and knit with my first one. So this one row here is not this color. It is actually a weird transition color in between the two. But because it looked different from the bright pink, I thought it was the right shade of pink. It wasn't. And I did that on both of my socks. So you can see that one weird row right there. It doesn't really bother me. I just think it's kind of funny how that worked out, that I made the same mistake on both socks. So yeah, put in 3 garter or stockinette stitch rows instead of just 1 to mark where you're going to put your heel if you're doing a full pattern sock like these. Also, might I recommend, if your eyesight's poor, putting a piece of waste yarn in there with it. Just running it through as you finish the row. Well, not the row, the half row. Otherwise, it turned out fine. I used a rounded toe on these, and I altered the rounded toe a little bit to give me the depth I needed for a heel, because this toe is slightly shorter than my standard wedge toe. I do not have the pattern for this. I added 3 knit rows sporadically through here just to give me a little bit more depth to make sure it was the right size. And I did put it on my foot, check the width, put it on my foot, check the width, put it on my foot, check the width. But I started with 12 on the toe and I ended with 12 on the heel. So that was perfect for my foot. There is no pattern for these. These are just techniques. I did pull up the stitch count for a rounded toe. It was from a website. I took a screenshot of it, but I didn't take a screenshot of the name of the website. So I can't direct you to the rounded toe, but it's a kind of standard thing, just like a wedge toe. The afterthought heel, there are some really good tutorials out there to teach you how to do it. But once again, I really didn't have a pattern for that. So, but this is an afterthought heel, fully cut in, not a peasant heel where you put the waste yarn in and pull that out. Bada bing, bada boom. So I wore my Toms when I went out shopping, so I didn't have to wear socks. After I'm done with this, I can go slide these on. So why have the last 2 weeks had so few finished objects? I'm going to tell you. So not only have I been working with socks and had a very specific amount of stitches that had to be done on those every single day, I have 2 other fingering weight projects that have been consuming my time. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen both of these projects. It's been a while but you've seen these. So this is I left my pattern upstairs. It's like Normalintu or something like that shawl. And I keep telling you I've been working on it. So this is using Skein of Mine, Sweet Skein of Mine, and the color Sleigh Fuel. Boop. They are online. I got this yarn for Christmas from Debbie, the Canadian crocheter. And this is my progress so far. So I've completed all 6 pattern sections as written. However, I'm a rather husky gal. I don't mind telling you guys that because I'm pretty sure y'all know already. So I'm going to add as much as I can. I've still got like 40 grams left of my cake here. And I love the fluorescence to this. It really is just gorgeous. I know I can get another complete garter section, but I'm not sure if I can get another complete lace section. So we're going to take it as far as I can. The goal is to get another garter, another lace section, and I'll go ahead and cast off from there. I have a feeling Pippin's about to start making some noise up there because he just got on my desk and he's walking by my box of stamps. Pippin, no sir. But yeah, and I'm using my Santa Curzon stitch marker that I got from Miss Undercover Yarn Snob herself with her fancy little tiny makes. She makes the cutest tiny things. I do not have patience for tiny. As much as I love how it looks, I do not have patience to make tiny. I say that as like everything I'm doing is in DK or smaller yarn pretty much. So the other thing I've been working on is the Racemo cowl. And this is using my hand dyed that I did. That is the, I dyed this following the Broken Violet tutorial from Kim Knits. Well, I can't really call it a tutorial. She's got like 20 videos for it, but yeah. Excuse me. So softly blocked, I'm at about 18 inches now, I think. If I just kind of softly pull it out. It needs to be like 35 inches. But I've got plenty of yarn still. I still look at how pretty that is all caked up. Oh my God. Now he's getting into my buckets that have like, I've got some like card bases in there that haven't been put on cards. Anyway, so this was dyed on the Knit Pick Stroll Glimmer base. I'm loving the way this is pooling. I love the stitch pattern. I think it's beautiful. This is super squishy. Like if you were going to make a blanket out of this, so this would be like the squishiest Afghan ever made. It doesn't feel heavy though, even though with those slip stitches, like there is a little bit of thickness. It doesn't feel dense at all. But yeah, I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. But it's very time consuming. It takes me like, to do 6 rows takes me a little over half an hour. And I'm just saying I'm fingering weight yarn, even with a size 6 needle. 6 rows don't go very fast. And unfortunately, with my subscription boxes, one of those is also a fingering weight yarn. So I'm not going to get done much quicker on that either. But yeah, these have been sitting on my desk. My goal is to get these done. And then I'm going to take my Jada and Stitches 2017 blanket upstairs. And I'm going to get that done. Move this out of the way so I can stretch my feet out. My legs are going numb sitting on the floor. But yeah, I've been very consistently working on my 2 preemie blankets, knit preemie blankets. Good news, Karen's knit preemie blanket book will be out shortly. I did not get to talk to her this morning during coffee because I didn't get on until late. So I don't know if it's still slated to be out in the next week and a half or not, or ready for sale in the next week and a half or not. But I will keep you guys updated. Also, last week I talked about Karen Wright's mug cozy pattern. Since I've still got it sitting here because I didn't go. I haven't technically unpacked my button box yet. It's still got like packing crap all over it. But I talked about these last week. And I forgot to mention that the proceeds between now and Mother's Day are going to be going either to one of the animal relief funds or the firefighter relief fund. I think it's animals in Australia for the fires in Australia. I have not spent a whole lot of time talking about those. I'm assuming you guys watch the news. But it's been pretty devastating. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And I forgot to mention that last week. So I will relink the pattern down below. That way you know where all the money's going to. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this video off so I can film my next 2 videos real quick. And I will see you guys real soon. Love you guys.